I started thinking about this, and I had to just pull my phone out. And a lot of times, I'm not even gonna lie, actually, lately, I've needed like, come on, Pop. I've needed like almost like a reason to make YouTube videos. Or I needed like a topic to talk about. And that's why I'm making this video right now. And it's with this weird, I just feel like there's this fascinating thing about breaking the fourth wall in your content as like a content creator person, a business owner online, have the online business, and like being able to speak in like real time about what you're actually thinking right now. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. There's a fucking bus. I'm in Allentown. You guys probably you probably know where Allentown is. It's a pretty like more popular area because there's like Dorney Park out here and a couple other things. There's also like the PP&L Center, which is like a huge venue where they have a bunch of concerts and like events. Like Tom Segura was here the other day and the streets were packed, which I thought was really fucking cool. That intrigued me the most, probably about the whole thing. I was like, it's kind of crazy that one dude that is funny just brought all these people to where I live. Kind of crazy. And actually, it's weird because I started this video, you know, before making the video, I'm like, I don't really know what I want to talk about. Then I'm like, I think that's the problem. I think the problem is that we always have to fucking sit here and like ponder, like, oh, like, you know, and then it gets even deeper. I know this is like a fucking weird ass YouTube video already, but it gets even deeper, right? Where you start to think, I'm like, okay, I want to make a YouTube video. I mean, you guys know I have a business, but even aside from that, like really, YouTube doesn't make me money. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I get very low views on my videos, and some of my videos don't even have like a topic. It's just like me talking. But I think the biggest thing that I realized is, and this is why I want it to be real, I'd rather just pull my phone out on my walk with my dog because that's what's real, you know? And I've tried to do, and I've done it a few times where I've, you know, kind of like set my fucking camera up in my room, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start talking about whatever. But it's always better when when I'm like in the car, or if I'm just taking a walk. What's up, brother? And I don't know, I think there just has to be a conversation about, because I feel like we internalize things too much, you know what I mean? And I think that's a mistake that I've made for a long time. And a lot of this stuff never gets out. I always think about that, how it's like, you know, people will have these amazing thoughts and these amazing dreams, goals, whatever, and they get kind of stifled by, you know, the person's, well, maybe it's not going to be, I'm not going to make money off of it, so I'm not going to talk about it. Or I don't know if this thing that I'm going to say is going to be valuable, right? That might be another excuse. I don't know if this thing that I'm saying is going to be valuable to other people, so maybe I should just not say it. One of the craziest things about that, and why I originally started this video in the beginning, was, so right behind me is actually, because I'm right here right now, is the Walnut Street Commons. I used to live in this building actually behind me. And a lot has changed in the last few years. I actually started my brand in this, I'll show you the door, in this walk-up apartment here. There's like these walk-ups, right? I lived in one of these doors. And I'm back here now. It's super weird, right? I used to live on this street when I started my brand, and I'm back here now. And I never thought I would be back here. You know, I wanted to leave so bad too. I remember when I was in this fucking studio apartment. It was one of these doors. It's like this one at the end, but regardless, I don't like show people's fucking front door, but it's where I used to live. And I used to think about how badly I wanted to leave. I literally fucking hated being here in Pennsylvania. And I was just struggling, trying to build my brand, trying to make money. And this was 3 years ago. So 2022, that, you know, that's really when things started to, like, my business really started to grow. Had like a couple sponsorships, and I was going very viral on TikTok. And that was my strategy, just go viral on TikTok, try to get leads from that, and make as much money as I can, and just live a life of freedom, live a life of by design, like a life that I wanted to live. And I was thinking this morning as I'm walking out my door, because I literally live right down the street now, and I'm like, why the fuck did I you know, I was talking to my boy Raph. You guys probably know Raph. He's Raphael Tats on Instagram. It's my good friend. And I was talking to him, and I was like, dude, I think I might have to, like, get a second spot in Miami for the winter, because I'm just, like, so bored out here. Like, I just live in a Pennsylvania, you know, type area, and I'm just bored, you know. So I really started to think, I'm like, why the fuck do I feel like I want to leave? Like, why do I feel like, you know, and in this, at the same time, I'm also thinking, I'm like, why the fuck did I even move back here? Like, there must be a reason, right? And someone like myself, I always believe that there's spiritual implications behind everything. Like I believe that everything that happens, there's like a deeper spiritual reason behind it, and deeper spiritual meaning. And because of that, a lot of times I have used that to identify unexplainable things in my life, right? Where, like, I can't explain why I do certain things, or why I moved, but I more so operate off of a gut feeling, you know. And a lot of people, you know, you hear it all the time, where it's like, you know, don't operate from your feelings, but it's like, I don't think that you guys are understanding what that means, because the truth is like, the sky looks crazy right now. This shot is fucking insane. Like, what is happening? Fuck, the sky looks crazy. So because I've been working off of this gut feeling, you know, because think about it, what do you think makes you have the goals that you have? And for example, if you were to write your goals down, why do you write those goals? Like, why not something else? I don't know. I just think it's very specific to the person. And I think that there's just so much meaning behind it. It's like a deeper meaning behind, like, why you have the goals that you have. And, you know, like I said, a lot of people, they want to say, hey, a lot of this stuff is not emotional. It's just, you have to just look at the numbers and grind and all this stuff. And I understand that, because businesses, there's definitely, like, there's an equation of business, right? It's not just like feeling and all this shit, but beneath the reasoning for the business, like beneath the meaning behind, like, why you're doing what you're doing, it's deeply emotional. And it's deeply rooted in your identity. It's deeply rooted in, like, all of the things that have happened to you, good and bad, based off of your experiences. And I don't even want to say I consistently have to remind myself of that, where there's a lot of times things are going to happen in life, and you're going to have goals and whatever the fuck. You're not going to be able to understand it, because you can't explain it back to yourself, right? Like, what you can't explain to yourself why you feel the way that you do, but you just know it's right. And that's what I'm experiencing right now. Like, straight up, in my real life, I live in this city. I don't have any family. None of my family lives here. None of my, I have 2 friends here. And, like, this isn't about, like, hey, just move. Like, yeah, I could do whatever, right? But that's not the point. I was walking down the street, and it kind of just hit me. I was like I said, right before I pulled my phone out to make this video, I just stop, and I'm like, there's a reason God brought me here. there's a reason I'm here. Right down the street from where I used to live when I was like hustling on TikTok, making like fucking $4,000 a month, $6,000 a month, which is not, it's bad. That's bad. I'm not even gonna fucking, let's not BS here. That's fucking terrible, right? That's, you can barely live on that. So let's just be fucking real here. What a better case scenario for most people is like $6K a week. Anyway, which actually is really not incredibly hard. I know it may seem that way if you're not there yet, and for those of you guys that are there, make it 20, 30, maybe 50K a month. You guys know this more than anybody, that there's a deeply emotional reason why you take your finances seriously. You know, it just is. It's not like, you know, you have to be financially disciplined and you have to be able to look at numbers and be able to look at data and all that shit. But I mean, the reason why you want to achieve financial success is probably very deeply emotional. And I say financial because that's what is on the top of most men's mind most of the time, is like, how do I make more money? How do I get more money? And like, it's really not, you'll learn it's not really a question of like, how do I make more money or all this shit, or really money related. It is deeper than that. Because at the end of the day, money is just energy. Money is just something that comes to you as a result of you being on the, you can just being on the frequency of money. And I've learned this the hard way. Because I've been in my business now for 3-4 years now, maybe. And I had to learn a lot of things the hard way, you know, because I didn't have the knowledge. I just didn't have it. And I went into this business very stupid. A lot of people were and still are smarter than me. But I just played to my strengths, which is like my ability to work really, really, really fucking hard, outwork everybody, fucking isolate the fuck out of myself, shut everything out, and just obsess. That's how I'm able to beat other people. I'm not more talented. I'm literally not. Like, I don't know if you guys have not noticed that, but my entire business and fucking life is built off of a deep spiritual desire, I don't want to say desire, should I say a deep spiritual intention and meaning, and work ethic, like on a level that is not healthy, not ordinary, not fun most of the times. And it's like, I know that, and I know it's not going to be like that forever, but I like it about my life. I like that things were a little bit more difficult for me, I feel like, and I want not to make myself sound fucking special by any means, but I just was stupid. Like, honestly, I didn't start my business till 25. A lot of you guys are already in business and you're fucking 21. You know what I mean? I didn't even start my fucking business till 25. I was like unsuccessful in coaching for like a decade, 10 years, longer than that. Could never fucking pull it together. And it was a mental thing. It's like I was coaching people since I was like 18 years old, and I'll be 30 tomorrow. And I always had that knowledge, but I never had that deep spiritual reason. Like I would kind of like shut it out. I'd be like, this isn't valid, this isn't right. And the truth is, guys, like, after making a lot of money online and buying my dream car, essentially having my dream life, being able to do whatever I want, this is why people say that stuff doesn't make you happy. It's not that they're cool experiences, and they're worth it 100%. Like, if anyone tells you like it's not worth it to buy a fucking supercar and watch it get dropped off at your friend's house, like that, what the fuck are we even talking about right now? To see a Lamborghini come off the back of an enclosed trailer and get dropped off in front of my best friend's house, when he used to pick me up from fucking work and spot me on every fucking meal because I had no money. Like, to say that that's not beyond fucking worth more than a lot of things, virtually fucking priceless. Yeah. Like, I don't ever want to take away from that. So I think there's really a conversation about this duality, right? That's why I'm going to call this video, I'm going to title this video, The Duality of Man. because you're not wrong. Like, this is, I think, where a lot of people are getting like misconstrued, right? And why I had this thought to make this video, because I'm thinking, okay, why did God bring me back to Allentown of all places? I used to live in Miami, and I chose to move here, and I can live wherever the fuck I want. I can do whatever I want, essentially. And I've made my life that way. But why is it, the duality of man? This confuses men, because and just especially the younger guys, because they don't know any better. They see a guy like me and they go, okay, well, he's successful on paper, he makes money, but is he happy? And then my mom says he's not happy because doesn't go to church every week, and then like this, that, and the other. And then another guy says like, oh, well, he's a course seller and he has a, you know what I mean? And then like people just trying to identify you every day of your life, when you know yourself. Like, I know myself the most. So I think there's a conversation about, hey, these things that come into your mind where you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna lie, I'd like to own a supercar one day. I'd like to fucking, emulate this person and that person, and I'm taking notes from this person. And you know what, I'm not gonna talk myself out of this, where most people may think it's shallow, most people may think it's whatever the fuck. No. I'm going to entertain this goal, and I'm going to take it seriously. So that's one part of it. But another part is this, and it's the duality of man, right? It's like the material, real life experience that we all go through, It's just, and I don't think that you should talk yourself out of it. I just think you should understand that there's two sides. It's two-sided coin. And when we talk about this two-sided coin, it's important to remember that not everything is all good and not everything is all bad. I think an even bigger conversation is this, right? Understand that there's always going to be that duality. Understand that there's always going to be kind of like that waxing and waning of life. And also you getting advice from different people, and you're hearing different information, and you're watching this video and you're watching that video, and you're trying to like, well, Gabe said this and I said this and my coach said this and Alex Hormozy said this and fucking, you know what I mean? It's like, what do I believe? It's like, dude, you essentially, I believe that all this information, all this consumption, they're like pathways to like you understanding your true self. You don't have to take it all in. That's why the saying, of course, everyone's heard the saying, take it with a grain of salt. That's what it means, is you don't have to take my advice. You actually, to be honest with you guys, I'll say this, you probably shouldn't take all of my advice. You should only pick and choose. You should take the gold nuggets. That's what I've always done. That's what has worked the best for me. And I think that's a real fucking conversation. You don't have to agree with me on everything. I don't want you to. You know what I really want? My heart's fucking mission for you is that you learn yourself and that you understand what your actual goals are and what you're capable of. So this is what I mean, bro. And I don't know why, I just feel like I have to talk to the suffering in men. I don't know why. I just feel like I always have to talk to the pain. And that's just I feel like that's what you need. I feel like that's where I can help you. And it's this, bro. It's like, life is not perfect. There's ups and downs. Like I said, there's the duality of man. There's also the duality of life. Right? And we're just fucking balancing, trying to balance it all out, which is like nearly impossible. That's why it's usually imbalanced. I just believe that there has to be a real conversation about how you want to spend your life and how you want to be able to look at these things that are happening, right? And it could be good, bad, and really just like even just consuming information, right? Like literally watching a video and understanding like that's a pathway to you learning more about yourself. It's a pathway to you learning, okay, what do I actually want out of this life? And what's the life that I want to live? I think that is a very real conversation a lot of men don't have. It's kind of like this passive thing. They don't have the conversation of what kind of life do I want to live. They're just kind of like just letting life just take them where it wants to go. And honestly, guys, I'm not gonna lie, like, it's one of the saddest things ever, because it's just like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to let life literally just fucking take you on a roller coaster. You can actually be in charge, and don't talk yourself out of what people say is shallow or whatever the fuck, because you want to buy a fucking car. Fuck you. Because you want to buy maybe a watch, or you want a bigger house, or you want to make more money, or maybe, because the reason I'm saying this, the reason why I'm not bullshitting you guys and being like, oh, I just want to like donate to charity. It's like, maybe you do want to do that, sure. But I know my audience and my guys that are watching these videos, they like supercars. I know they like tattoos, fitness, all of these things that are seemingly surface level and vain, but they actually tell a deeper story. And we all know that. Everyone that knows that's passionate about cars, watches, you know, having a good look and a good image, tattoos and the muscles and all, you know what I mean? It's like, that's okay. The fuck? Duh. You want to look like that. That's the goal. Fuck, everyone tries to talk us out of it. Why are you doing that? Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't talk yourself out of it because other motherfuckers that don't even know it themselves, right? Talk about this thing called, this concept of self-actualization, right? And it's when you become self-actualized, you start to, I look at it as like being able to separate yourself from like yourself and be able to look at your own life and your own, almost your own physical being outside of yourself, right? Self-actualization on a deeper level though, meaning you actually realize who you are, and you have this sense of self where you look at yourself as a person. You're not just like in POV. You look at yourself as like, oh no, I'm Gabe No Victim. I'm John Smith. I am this person with these traits. I'm not perfect, but this is how I serve in this world. You just have to have that conversation with yourself, man. It's so important. The duality of man. It's not good, it's not bad. It just is. No victim.